Hey, so the other day I stumbled upon this article in an old newspaper called the Anaconda Standard from Anaconda, Montana. And I just thought it was so hilarious that I've just been kind of laughing about it to myself for the past couple days. So I feel like I kind of got to get this out of my system, right? So I need to share this article with you, so maybe you can laugh a little bit too. So this article was printed in the October 18th, 1900 edition of the Anaconda Standard. And basically it's just like a very short recollection of a very strange poker game that was played on a ship returning from Europe to North America. Now, the reporter for this article actually heard about this story firsthand from a guy named Marcus Daly, who was on the ship playing in the game, right? Now, Marcus Daly actually has a pretty extensive history himself. Basically, he was like a big shot in the Montana mining industry back in the day. But for our purposes, that doesn't matter. Today, Marcus Daly is simply a vessel, a witness to one of the weirdest events in card playing history. So right away, the article just starts telling us about a guy named Mac Hardy. And it sounds like Mac Hardy was sucking at poker. He was losing every hand, he was getting bluffed out of everything, just hand after hand after hand. He is hemorrhaging money into the pot, right? It is not going his way. But guess what? Old Mac Hardy doesn't take stuff like that lying down. You see, after all those hours and hours of losing, as the ship's clock finally struck 11 p.m., Mac Hardy decided to do something about his bad luck. So he rose from his seat, turned around, and marched backwards around the perimeter of the card table 13 times exactly. And then he sat back down in his chair without a word. And nobody else at the table really said anything about it either. They just kind of watched him do this weird little ritual and then let him sit back down, probably hoping to take more of his money. But little did they know, there was no more money for Mac Hardy lining somebody else's pockets that night. You see, the very next hand after those 13 trips around the table, Mac Hardy executes a picture-perfect bluff and steals away a pot from somebody who had his hand dominated. But it didn't stop there. You see, the very next hand, it looks like Mac Hardy's luck is gonna turn back the other way again, you know, like he's dominated again by a much bigger hand. And this time, it doesn't look like his opponent is gonna fold. But just as his opponent is about to flip the cards over and rake in the pot, boom, a gust of wind flies through the window, whips the cards up in the air and throws them into the discard pile. And Mac Hardy wins another pot, just like that. And our friend Mac isn't done with the rituals either. You see, an hour after he did his little walk around the table stunt, a waiter walks into the room and Mac Hardy decides, you know what would be great for my luck right now? If I walk up to this waiter, pin the ace of diamonds onto his shirt, tear up all the other 51 cards, and then take some of this cream liquor we've been drinking and draw a skull and crossbones on his chest. Like, could you imagine being a waiter in some casino? You've had a real hard shift, you just want to get home, drink a beer, maybe watch the game, but oh, you gotta deliver one last drink. So you walk into the high roller room, and the second you step into the door, some rich, weird, drunk dude is fondling you, pinning stuff on your chest, drawing death symbols on your shirt. Or even better, imagine that you're just sitting on the couch watching TV, right? And you're flipping through channels and, hey, what's that? The World Series of Poker. Well, good, you love poker. So you start watching, and pretty quick you realize this isn't just some normal poker game. No, there's some guy in there named Mac Hardy who is going to town on all these other guys. He is taking in every pot. He's standing up. He's walking backwards. He's drawing skulls on the waiter's shirts. The other players are drenched in sweat, beads rolling down their face. They're trying to decide if this guy is just unfathomably lucky or if their entire understanding of the world and metaphysics is being flipped on its head right before their eyes. Outside the casino, the sun is turning red. The sky is darkening. And what's that? A moment of hope. Finally, somebody has a full house and Mac Hardy only has a flush. This could be it. Hardy could finally be going down. And then boom, the window blows open. A Category 4 hurricane just whipped up outside the casino. Glass flies everywhere. That full house is ripped into the air, torn to pieces, and thrown into a dumpster across the room. Dozens of hands go by, and it's only Mac Hardy raking in pot after pot. Every single waiter in the building, every single waiter in Vegas has a big skull written across their chest. The crowd commentators, even the other players, they're falling into some sort of trance. They're all chanting, Mac, 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 Mac. A new religion is upon us. A new prophet. No, a new deity has reached the earth. Macism is tightening its grip upon our virgin world. Or maybe old Mac just did something kind of funny and then got really lucky. I don't know.